Oh, Kim, what state do you live in?
Who? I live in
You.
Missouri.
Missouri, that's it. I was trying to think.
Yep.
Chat, chat.
I can't
That's in
chat.
the
There's something too loud that's piercing my ear holes.
Sorry about that.
right.
Chat, chat,
Shit.
chat, chat.
It's in the Midwest there, below
Yeah.
Iowa. Yep.
I was trying to think. I was trying to think where it was, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember. So Missouri.
Yep. That's what it is. Yep. Missouri. Missouri.
Are
Some days, I'll tell you.
your laws as harsh as Iowa though? Because Iowa's got some real harsh laws, hasn't it?
No, I don't think ours is too bad.
No.
I'm generally a law-abiding citizen, so I don't really know, but
Yeah.
they're not terrible. I don't think.
Um,
As long as you're keeping your nose clean and not doing anything illegal.
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you keep your nose
It was a dick move.
clean white.
It was a dick move.
With little speckles of powder on.
There you go.
Okay, kids. Let's get this party started. Lords in
Whee!
the chat. Yeah,
Oh,
Lord. Lords in
I'm
chat.
full.
Lords in the chat. Lords in
There
the
he
chat.
is.
Lordy, Jordan,
He is
Lordy,
in the
Lordy,
chat.
Lordy. Okay, I'm going to hit the button now. We're doing a bell system.
And he's calling me a hoe, I think. Anyway.
I can hear the stuff, so you just need to just chill and wait for the bell. And away we go. Starting intro now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
Sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Good evening. My name is Robin Tate, Bongo the Sane, Bongo's Bits. This is the Overseas Connection podcast, and believe it or not, it is December the 11th. Santa Claus is almost upon us. He's going to be coming your way to a chimney near you. This is episode 713 of the fantastic podcast aimed at mature gamers and unmature gamers like ourselves. And we do this every single week on a Sunday evening in the UK at 9 o'clock, 1 p.m. in the west coast of America, 4 p.m. in the east coast, and 3 p.m. in central time. So you can catch us live on twitch.tv/OC podcast or on YouTube, the YouTubes/OC podcast as well. And yeah, we're here. Greg is away in Disney, and he's left us reprobates in the house all by ourselves. I've got Kim. Hello, Kim.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello, Pete and Pete's strange-looking beasts. And they're from Norway.
Yeah, they've come to Birmingham to visit me for the night.
Wow.
They look comfy, Pete.
They do, yeah. They're nice.
Yeah.
Right, resting on my shoulders.
So hopefully the stream is working fine. We've got Lord
Yeah.
in the chat. He's there.
Howdy.
He was in the queue. Thank you very much for joining in live. You can join into our live chat and send us messages. The ruder, the worse they are, the more likely that they're actually going to get onto the show. And please come and join live. If you're not joining live, of course you'll be listening to this separately, and you're on wherever you get your podcast from, whether it's iTunes or whatever store it is. We're there. And this week we've got one very important birthday. An American chap called Jason Johnson on the 12th, which is tomorrow's. And he's going to be 38 years old. My goodness,
Wow.
Jason Johnson. I thought you were at least 58, Jason. I mean, not being rude, but...
Right?
I thought he was like at least my age. He's so mature. Such a...
Unlike the rest of us.
like a grandfatherly figure full of, insight. And when Jason says something, you listen to him. He's such a clever guy and completely addicted to Nintendo. So what I'm going to do right now, Jason, is I'm going to play you a little birthday song. So I hope you enjoy this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Insert name here. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my goodness, a birthday. Another birthday's done. If you want your birthday mentions, get them into us. Let us know. Friend us up on Facebook and we'll get you on that list. It's fantastic. And we're going to go straight into having some stories about stuff we do.
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
As I suck on a glass of red wine and eat a little bit of fries. Fries. My daddy's chocolate, sorry. Fries cream. What's it called again? Fries chocolate cream. You remember the
Nice.
old packet?
Nice.
Yes. That was my father's favourite chocolate. That was his little treat, and I'm turning into my dad by the sounds of it, and getting a little one every now and again. So that's terrible, isn't it? What are you doing?
Nothing wrong with
Well,
that.
there you go.
Turning into my dad.
There are worse things.
So here we are. Another week has gone past. Mr. DeLacy is in Disney in Los Angeles, having a great old time there. He's been sending us some photographs. He's on the Star Wars ride again, Lucky Duck, for the second time, and having a great time. There's been some lovely photographs of him. One with Mickey Mouse abusing his son in the street. I seen trying to feed him up, which was, I'm sure there'll be a court case any second now. So I hope you have a great time, and you've had a great time on your trip, and safe return home. As for us here, Pete, and I don't know about you, Kim, we are in the midst of an Ice Age lockdown. I actually don't remember it as icy here at this house since we've got here. Yes, there's been lots of snow at times, but the problem here at the moment is there was a lot of rain and a lot of ice. So I think at the moment it is, I don't know what it is in your money, Kim, but right now outside my man cave it's -3 and going to drop to probably about -5 or 6 tonight. And what has happened over the last 4 or 5 days, there hasn't been really any snow, but the wet has unfroze a bit, refroze again. And if you know my driveway, the photographs you've seen, that is like a sheet of glass the whole way up it and around the front of my house. When you look out of the window from upstairs, it's just like this big shiny sheet of glass. And our little lane is so bad that we were coming home from Belfast yesterday with the kids up at the start of our lane, and a farmer's, it's a big trailer that animal feed goes into, like chops it and mixes it. It had slid off when they were turning into their farm just a few 100 yards down from us, and it slipped off the road into the field, and there was JCBs and tractors and everything. The lane was blocked completely, and that's how bad it was, that big monster of a thing.
God.
So Judith won't even leave the house today. It's so bad. She's terrified of it. So that's really, really bad. Are you getting it cold there, Pete? Are you?
It's been -4 at its worst. We've had a few spells of ice, but it doesn't sound even a quarter as bad as what you've got. There's been it's threatened to snow a couple of times, but nothing too bad really. Usually, if we have like a centimetre of snow here, it holds up the entire city. But no, it's been fine so far.
The main road and everything. Once we get sort of the mile down our little lane and get out to the main roads aren't too bad. Yeah. It's the little one-track road that I have to take until I get to there and my driveway is just terrifying. As some video footage I'll show you shortly will prove. Hi, Boomer. Oh, Boomer. It's Boomer. So we were in town yesterday. We took the kids down. One of my nieces had in her college, they were doing a production of The Wizard of Oz. So there was the 3 families and 1 million kids. She'd got us nice seats at the beginning of the thing. It was the matinee, so it was full of kids everywhere, and it was great. It was all over the place, but it was a good production. We had fun at it. It was 2.5 hours long, and for a 4-year-old or a couple of 4-year-olds to get through that, that was kind of crazy. But they got through it, and then after that we got straight out of that. So that started at 12:30, a really odd time to start, sort of lunchtime-ish. And then friends of ours in their church were having a fair, and there was a nativity play sort of thing. There was groups of people brought round, and there was maybe the little stable, and then there was a scene with the hotel rooms. nobody's in, and then there's the bit with the angels. So you walked around one set at a time, and there was like a little play went on, and there's a Christmas fair and face painting. So did all that, and we got all back here about 7 o'clock or so last night, and had some Chinese food, and then I came out to game. But we'll get more to that in a little while. What about yourselves? What have you been doing?
Well, my Christmas shopping is finally done, so
Yeah.
there's that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I didn't think I was going to get it done in time, but yeah, I finally got it done.
That makes me
and-
feel awful now.
Well, it's not that I had to buy so much. It's just I have a lot of nephews, so yeah. So I had to do that, and I'm getting a cold. So if I suddenly go mute or something, it's probably because I'm trying to stop a cough and not cough in all your ears. So yeah.
Oh,
Other than that, well, it's been going through here the last week or so. So I guess it was my turn. So what are you gonna do? As long as it's not COVID, because it's been through that shit. Don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Kind of everywhere. Well, Christmas shopping's
Right?
good. I mean, we pretty much know the Amazon delivery drivers by name at this stage.
Used to, but mine
yeah.
have changed so many times. I don't know what they are anymore.
Yeah, well, this time of year, there's some randoms come in, like the guy in his little car packed to the rafters with parcels, because the main Amazon guys don't have too much to do. But yeah, I think most of ours are done. In fact, one of our traditions in the house would be Christmas Eve wrapping all the kids' presents in their various colours of paper while watching Love Actually after the kids go to bed. But I
I've
came
never
home
seen
the other night, and Judith had them all. They're all wrapped. They're all done.
Oh.
She has them all done. In fact, I used to be the wine drinker, wine glass pourer, and the sellotape cutter. And she bought a sellotape cutting machine this year, so I have nothing.
You've been to. Well, you could drink wine.
I
You've
can
been
do that
demoted.
and still watch Love Actually. I have escaped the house. She's in watching that Thing at the moment on Netflix. The Thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not supposed to be any good anymore.
those
that thing.
people,
Yeah, I got
yes,
you.
with
Yes.
yeah, those people,
Don't even big it
the
up.
people that didn't want, they hated the media attention and wanted to go away and live quietly in California, who have had a podcast, have been on Oprah, have done multiple appearances, has opened many a thing, and now I've done a TV series. Yes, okay, yeah, nice, yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah. Anyway, I wonder was like Edward and Mrs. Simpson, like Edward and Simpson back then, if they went away quietly. I mean, if they were here today, because of social media, they would be on everything as well.
Oh yeah.
Or your Princess of Monaco, what was her name? Grace Kelly?
Uh-huh.
Princess Grace. I mean, she was quietly stayed away, stayed out of the papers and everything else, and it was all quiet life. Oh, well, what do you do? Pete, you're settled into your new house?
Yeah. We've installed a bird feeder today. This week in the garden, in the back garden, and there's lots of wildlife around us. So there's been blue tits, there's been parakeets.
Parakeets? Really?
Yeah, jaybirds. Because there was a bunch of parakeets that escaped. I don't know whether it was in a zoo in Milton Keynes or somewhere down London anyway, and they've ended up moving up north. And
wow!
They're pretty much like vermin to birds, because they knock out pretty much all of the surrounding colonies of other birds like crows, magpies, any other like your blue tits, robins. They pretty much like gang up on them and get rid of them.
Say blue tits
Robins
again.
get blue
one more time.
tits?
Blue tits and grey tits.
Blue tits again.
And yeah, but we've put a bird feeder in, and we've seen lots of birds out in the back garden this week, and we've got these concrete slab type things outside the front of the house, and I've moved them to the back.
Oh, you're a
And
slabber.
We're feeding this fox now, so we've got a fox, and there's some cheeky squirrels that are coming along.
Yeah.
But taking some of the stuff.
I've talked about Alan Partridge for quite a while, and the little
Yeah.
partridge. There's a breeder in our village, and a few partridges escaped. And Alan Partridge used to come along and stand on the windowsill. In fact, a lot of the houses around here. In fact, one house I hear he actually came into the house and sat on the kitchen table, demanding to be fed. Well, Alan has disappeared. Now, there's two possibilities here. One of the cats that are roaming around here eventually got Alan, or Stanley had him for lunch. I'm not
I
quite
was
sure.
gonna say, did Stanley knock him off? Because
Possibly,
Stanley's
it
been
might have
good
been.
at
It
it.
might have been a Stanley. I'm not quite sure.
I'll
Not
go
quite
for
sure.
that.
So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
So-
it's lovely. It's nice having that. And the countryside we see. I mean, there's a lot of cats and squirrels and other bits and pieces around here, and with there's cows always at one stage of the field, and lots of farm machinery whizzing around, and it's nice living out and be it with nature. We're with nature now, Pete. We're like,
Yeah, that's it.
we might as well be in Kim's land.
Well, almost.
Almost.
You could say you're out
Yeah.
feeding the critters.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been doing that type of stuff anyway this week. Our house is hopefully going tomorrow. It should be completed by tomorrow. So we won't actually have a mortgage with the bank, which,
Wow.
but it still does mean that, you know, we don't literally own a house or own an asset as such, but we won't have to pay a mortgage, which will be nice. And we'll have a bit more extra money in the bank, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah, we've had a new family member this week. Oh my god, I'll send you a picture. We was a bit dubious of whether to do it or not, but we have.
Oh dear.
It's
Didn't know you were pregnant, Pete.
I know. I'm still pregnant after having it though. That's the thing. I'm still the same size.
Wow.
So yeah, we've got a little baby dog. We adopted her. She didn't come from a very nice house, and we're still a bit undecisive of a name. At the minute we're at Dixie. So yeah, I don't know. It might change again. But she's 6 months old, a little bulldog, and she's certainly running the roost of the house and bossing the bigger one around so far and putting him in his place. So yeah, it's been fun with her this weekend.
Very cool.
Yeah,
And what
I put
time?
Snow-
But is that the second?
that's the second dog, yeah, because we've already got one dog.
Flip me.
So the picture I sent you in the WhatsApp chat on the show notes. That's the one on the left is our dog Domino, and then the one on the right is the one that we've adopted this weekend. Yeah, she's pretty funky.
Okay.
She hasn't been potty trained though, so we've both got to get potty trained now. Me and the dog. So there we go. Snow Patrol. Yeah, we've been out. I've been out like gritting for ages. It feels like all week at work because of it being so cold. But apart from that, it's been a quiet week.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put up a little video on the screen now, so we'll just let it start here. And when you see that piece flicking up, you can let me know. So as I said, it was very, very icy here. I mean, unbelievably icy. And I came out here last night to do a bit of sim racing, and I finished at midnight or just after midnight, and rushing in because the alarm is automatically set for the house to automatically kick in at 12:20 at night. And I thought, well, it was 15:15. I was rushing to get in, and there's a little ramp outside here, so the door sort of goes up and down. Anyway, I turned around to lock the door, and a thing happened. So I'm just pressing play now. So when this happens, I'll describe it to people in the audio after you see the video.
Oof. Bet that smarted.
Yeah. So my little ramp was completely sheeted of ice. I went completely and utterly on my ass, unbelievably, and there's a large one of these mobile clotheslines, and my back hit it square on. This thing weighs a lot, and the middle of my back, right in the middle of my shoulder blades, pushed this thing back a foot, and I landed on my right elbow. And I have a beautiful big black bruise on my back and a big lump on my right elbow. Now I'm very lucky that I didn't hit my head on that metal thing.
Yeah, I was gonna
because
say.
I would have been lying there this morning, and Judith would have found this very, very little stiff guy. Well, she usually finds a stiff guy in the mornings anyway, but yeah. So yes, it's funny. It's funny and hilarious, and they all think I'm so brave, and they've all laughed at me, bastards.
As silly as that, though, an accident like that could really do some serious damage, couldn't it? That's you look at. God.
Absolutely. So yeah, so I came out, stood in this thing. It was completely sheeted. Went straight back, fell right back, banged it, hit the ground hard. Quickly recovered and got myself up, and away I went. But if you want to laugh at that, you can go to Bongo's Bits on YouTube and laugh your heart out to your heart's content. I think Mr. DeLacy had said that he's watched it multiple occasions today, and each time it brings him more entertainment. So that's Mr. DeLacy for you. What do you do?
You know.
Sorry, did you say you actually went to see Snow Patrol?
No, I was just on Snow Patrol.
Oh, I'm a bit slow.
No, it's okay. Yeah, our gardener's off at work at the minute with
still
with the flu. Yeah, so I'm out salting and gritting and doing all that blokey stuff.
I have to go and buy lots of it tomorrow, lots of big bags of it. Should have bought it ages ago when I seen it in the supermarket and the hardware store and laughed at it. And no doubt tomorrow it'll be 3 times the price and not available.
If you can find it at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, sold out, yeah.
Anyway, that's what we've been up to. Kim's done her shopping. Mm-hmm. Pete has sort of bought a house, has no longer buying a house, but is a mortgage-free man. He's dogging it up, doggy style. And he's feeding critters. He's got critters just like Kim now. And I've just made a prat of myself. So that was pretty much it. Absolute proud of myself. So let's get into some gamey stuff.
Said if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
Kim, it's relatively fresh in the month. Can we go through the games that are available free, not free?
Sure, we can do that. Your games with gold for this month are Cold Canyon, which is now through the end of the month, and Bladed Fury, which will be the 16th through January 15th. Then we have PlayStation Plus, which will be Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Biomutant, Divine Knockout, Founders Edition. And then scrolling down further, we have Quake, Rose Riddle 2, Werewolf Shadow, The Amazing American Circus, Banners of Ruin, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, Spinach, actually I think that's Spinch, Desert Child, and I don't know. Is that Doors Paradox? Because honestly, I don't remember. I'm the one that filled it up. I don't know. Maybe it is because I think I was just highlighting it. Other than that, on your Epic Game Store, we have Saints Row 4 Re-Elected now through the 15th, and Wildcat Gun Machine now through the 15th. And I think there's going to be another one maybe this week, so keep your eyes peeled if you're into the Epic Store games. And there you are.
Speaking of which we don't mention, unfortunately, anymore, the wonderful Google product that was Stadia. My full refund came through this week. I thought I was getting 35 quid, as I mentioned last week. That came through, but a random email came through to say that they were going to lodge, I think it was another £129.
Oh,
so
wow.
I've had the full value of that Stadia starter kit and something that I bought. I had no expectations of getting that back whatsoever. I mean, I bought into a thing that didn't work. You take a risk when you buy these things.
Right.
Now, so when I did mention this in the chat, people were saying, "Oh, well, it would have been a shitstorm if they hadn't done that, and they had to do something." But they didn't need to do that. I mean, but I'm not arguing, I'm not complaining. But fair play, Google, for doing the right thing and then some. That's
I think that's right.
So that'll pay for my back surgery. So. God, it's so bloody sore, let me tell you. Okay. So look, that's your games with gold and your PlayStation Plus and all your bits and pieces there. There's something there for everybody, probably. As far as the games that we have played this week, Pete, have you still been? Did you get any chance to get back to God of War?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, and I've played Super Bomberman as well. Super Bomberman R, I think it is, or it's Bomberman R on Xbox. I ended up buying it. I think it was $6.99. I don't think you can get it on Game Pass. But my lad was playing Roblox again, as he does pretty much every week when he comes. And I was like, I'm trying to think of a competitive 2-player game that we could play. And you can introduce the computer players, can't you, in this as well? So there's 4 of you, and it could get a bit intense, can't it, at times. And I thought, well, it's either going to be shit or bust with my lad. He's either going to love it or hate it, and he ended up really enjoying it. So we played on that for a good while. Today, Super Bongman. So that's the new game that he's discovered today. I want to try and keep him introducing different games to him if I can. But
the Chin family really likes this, don't they?
Yeah. It's a big old favourite with my dad and my brother and myself. Yeah, we played this for hours and hours and hours. So I thought I'd try and introduce it to my son. But like I say, with this, because of his autism, he's so fixated on his routine all the time, and to change it, it's very difficult. So I'm lucky that I got that in. So we managed to play this, and he quite enjoyed it actually. So he wants to play another game soon. But
it's important that you have a game that you play together.
Yeah. It's we played what was it, Cuphead, didn't we? So we did that to the death. And
if Super Meat Boy had a 2-player mode, that would have been cracking for you. You could do level or turn about maybe, because that's,
I suppose,
difficultly hard as well. Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
Something
I'd
like
have
that.
to have a look at it.
Yeah.
Have to have a look. But I've dipped into a bit of God of War. Not much, to be honest. So I can't believe another week's gone.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I know, right?
Crazy. I've not done much else. What about you guys?
Well, Kim, you have been on Immortals: Phoenix Rising again.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as last week. I played a bunch more Immortals, trying to clear up all the little dots on the map, all the little chests and vaults and all that sort of thing. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I'm OCD. Maybe it's just completionist. I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll get burn out of it and just go ahead and finish it and be done with it. I don't know. But I'm not there yet. And then I went through and I needed some more achievements for the monthly Microsoft rewards. So I went back to Spyro and did some more in it.
Oh.
So yeah, I like old Spyro. It's kind of nice to go back and revisit things. I can't say from my childhood because I wasn't a child when I played Spyro, but from when it came out way back when, it was definitely one of the first video games I think I'd ever played. So it's nice to go back and see it and see how they put a nice little new polish on it and that sort of thing. So
yeah. I've got to ask, have you not got a PlayStation 5 then? I thought you bought one.
I do, yeah.
So are you not interested in God of War? Is that?
No, I actually have the first one, but I haven't played it yet. So.
Oh, okay. There's pointless then playing the new one. Yeah.
But
okay.
Oh, there was one other thing. I tried the Forspoken demo yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Okay.
Friday. I don't know. I'm not sold yet because when it first came out and I saw it and I thought, ooh, that'll be day one. But no, I played it. And unless they do some more polishing on the parkour or give you another way to get around, that kind of kills it for me because that parkour is kind of a hard thing to get used to. So it was hard for me to pick up. I guess I need more practice at it, but trying to parkour up a side of a mountain is not fun. So, I don't know. Maybe I was wrong and I'm not supposed to parkour up the side of the mountain, but I couldn't find any other way to get up there, and I'm supposed to because there's a monument or something up there that I'm supposed to get to, but I didn't have any other way to get there, and you can't jump over on top of it from somewhere else. So I don't know. But like I said, I don't know. I'm not sold yet, and the chatter between her and her bracelet gets a little old because between the two of them, they never shut up, and she's worse than the bracelet.
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
I couldn't stand her, honestly, but I guess I did find out there is a setting where you can make it where they talk less. So, I don't know, the bracelet reminded me of Jarvis from the Marvel movies. And so I didn't mind that so much, but she gets a little old because she bitches about everything. She bitches about her shoes getting dirty. She bitches about her being dirty. She complained something about the land being squishy or something. And it was just like a constant bitch fest for 5 minutes, and that kind of got old. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on Forspoken, but it'll be out next year. So, next month, I think.
Next month?
So, yeah,
which is next year, funny enough.
Funnily enough, yeah.
Funny enough.
But, I don't know. If you look at Twitter, there's other people that have played it, and they're praising it and how it's great and yada, yada, yada. But for me, I'm not there yet. So, I may wait for it to go on sale. So.
Well, that's the thing. There you are.
There you go.
Great. As far as myself concerned, I mentioned last week and I showed photographs of a new wheel that I was going to go and get, which I did on the Monday straight after the show. And literally it came in this fantastic box. I've never seen this beautiful big box. And the box actually has like locking sliders on it. Like it locks in place and you can lift the lid off. The presentation is fab. All of the original packaging was there, all unopened, all the little extras. There was some wear on the handles from the steering wheel. It's Alcantara, like stuff on the wheel. And it was a bit worn, but that's fine. But everything about it is perfect. And this is a direct drive wheel. So the last wheels that I were using were like gears or belts. This is direct drive. The force feedback in this thing would break your arms. It would break your wrists. It's just, there's actually a warning comes up about it to say, do you know you've got the extra force in this? It's just crazy. And the feeling of the road, I've been through from the basic Logitech 6 months ago, and then I went from it, which was like gear based, and it was okay, yeah, you got it. I went to a Thrustmaster, and that was a big step up. And it was a big step up as well in fidelity. And then just a few months ago, 3 months ago, I got my first Fanatec wheel, a CSL Elite, and it was again a big step up. And I thought, nah, this new thing can't be much better. And it's another 50% again better. So when you can you imagine if you're going over a curb in a car and you were going fast, or you were going down a hill and the car would lift a bit, you would feel a bit of traction, the wheel getting lighter as you're turning, so the wheels are off the ground a little bit. Yeah. You feel that. It's amazing. So I threw it up and threw it on, and literally the track that I was racing last week, without any, there's so many settings and bits and pieces, but without any sort of tweaking with it, I took an extra 1.5 seconds off that lap.
Oh my God.
Straight away. Just amazing. So this week I was in Germany's, and we were at the Nuremberg circuit in Germany, and it was week 10. So there's a 12-week season, and I've sort of jumped in halfway through because I got promoted from the rookies, and I had some cracking races, really good races. And I was out last night before my terrible accident, and I was in the split that I was in. I was within a guy called Jamie Kennedy, who runs a relatively popular streaming site, and he was on the grid. In fact, I was so chuffed. I qualified in front of him, and I finished the race in front of him as well. And this was the opening lap of that race, and it was kind of cool. Really good, really intense race, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been great. So my championship stats at the moment, last week I was 688th, and out of 2,445 people, and I'm now up to 632nd with a couple of weeks left. I think your 2 worst weeks don't count. Next week we are in Australia, on this fantastic circuit called Mount Panorama, and it probably has there's 2 really big long, there's the pits straight, and then there's 2 big really long straights, or near enough straights. So you imagine a big U shape, and then it goes up into this mountain section, and from the start of the mountain section and to the end of the mountain section, which is 1.5 miles, 2 miles, it's probably some of the most exciting, crazy, tight racing road that there is anywhere else in the world. And this week is going to be chaos when I get a pack of these really unbelievably competitive loons on that track. Like the track that I have on the screen right now, there's lots of runoff. Yeah, if there's an accident, you've got a chance of getting around it. This mountain section of this track is so tight, walls each side. You are flat out on it. If you have an accident, this place will be like a car park. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to that. Now, I've done a thing which I laughed at people. I laughed at them. I have ordered something extra this week because this new wheel is hurting my hands.
Oh, God.
I have ordered a pair of Sparco racing gloves for sim racing. Which has hyper thingy fingertips, so you can still use a screen if you have to, and they breathe. And the inside of especially my right hand, in between my thumb and forefinger, and that wee bit of skinny in there is sore and tight. So I've given in, and I'm going to give it a try. So I am going to be that guy in the gloves with my racing wheel.
You got to look after yourself, and if it's
Yeah.
hurting your hands, you've got to sort yourself out, and you
Gotta do that. Gotta do it.
I've got two questions, right?
Yeah.
So with this kit, all these other drivers that are like, all these that are 600 and some odd in front of you.
Yep.
Have they all got the same like type of kit?
Yeah.
Or have they got something more advanced?
Some of them will be on the basic Logitech stuff, and some of them
Will they?
even using mouse and keyboard. The odd one will still be using a controller, and some of the controller players are they don't want to give into a wheel, and some of them are absolutely fantastic with a controller. But the majority of them will have some sort of wheel pedal set up. It might be sitting at their desk, they mightn't be in a cockpit, but the majority of, especially the top running guys, will definitely be using kit similar as in a wheel with pedals.
Yeah.
At whatever level, from the entry level 130 quid kit to the stuff that I'm using now. Like my wheel, if I'm buying that wheel, this guy that I bought it off, that was crazy what I bought this for. But the wheel and base that I have, not including pedals, at this moment in time, would set you back about 2,200 quid, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And a set of decent pedals to match it, 500 or 600 quid, up to 2,000. At the Sim Expo in Germany at Nuremberg last weekend, where this actually race is, a company called SimLabs showed these new pedals, like direct drive pedals. They're about $2,500 each.
Holy.
That's for one pedal. So you have, and if you use a clutch, it's 3. So yeah, some people, they're very, very serious about this. So yeah, so if you can imagine,
wow,
this is LFM. So my division has 2,500 people. There's about 6 or 7 divisions in this category, and then there'll be endurance categories and Porsche Cup, and there's so many other different categories, and there'll be thousands. And so all of those are the people that are buying this kit. So yeah.
And are you going to buy any more? Are you at this point now where you've got everything you need to?
Yeah, there's 2 things that I want to do. I want to change my screens, and I've always said that. I've got 4 27-inch monitors. One's for watching the stream and other bits and pieces. But the 3 main racing screens are 27-inch ILMs. They're really, really good, but I want to change those to 32-inch screens to give me the extra wraparound. I'm not in a hurry to do that. I'm using my pedals from my last Fanatec wheel. I am looking at a set of Alien Lab pedals, which are mid-range, and maybe in the new year time, depending on how the money goes, I'll maybe get myself some of those.
Because I would imagine disrupting your kit or changing the way that you do things disrupts your run on the track as well, wouldn't it?
The wheel is taking a wee bit to get used to this week as well. But I mean, the results. I mean, I'm aiming now for top 15. The way this championship works, you have to be in the. Sorry, people. This is racing. I'm talking about a set of course competizione here. I'm sorry if I'm boring you about racing. We'll get off it soon. So the way this championship works, they have this ELO point system. Okay, there's championship points that goes right down to 20th. There's usually 30 people in a race in this sprint series, 25 minutes long. 15-minute qualifying, 25-minute race. And you're assigned your championship points, a safety point, and then this thing called ELO. And ELO is like chess. It's the same sort of idea. ELO is a chess rating, where it comes from, but it's here. So to get positive ELO, to get positive ELO points, you really have to finish in the top 15, the top half. If you don't, and each person has a rank. So, say my rank is at the moment. Well, I think it's about 1150 on that screen. It's 1090. It's went up a bit. I am paired then with people within 250 of that ELO rank. So I'm getting other guys and girls that are of similar standing for our experience and racing skill. So we get good close racing together, and you're put into the correct split of people. So you're not put in with an alien who's doing 5 seconds a lot faster than me, which there are. So I'm sort of sitting around split 2, split 3 now with those people, and that's where I'm ending up. But some of the races now could have 7 splits, and those guys down there might only have an ELO rating of 100 or 200, and they're very unlucky or very bad racers, but just enjoy the racing. So But
Well-
so yeah, with the things that I'm doing, so yeah, I don't really need anything right now. I would love pedals, I would love extra screens, but I'm in no hurry for that. And again, my curve of getting this kit has been very, very fast, very, 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 very fast upgrade rate. And
It's nice that you're enjoying it. It's you
I'm
can
enjoying
tell
it.
you're
It's
really
good. It's good fun.
enthusiastic about
It's
it.
good fun.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So yeah, it's great crack. So I stream most of my races. I'm trying to do more streaming. I'd love to get to 3 nights a week. It is difficult. It's like 1 or 2. Yeah, I just want to quickly shout out Colin Mack, Lone Robertino, Matthew Bird, Pixel Racing GT, Rob Keane, and the people that have been dropping in and chatting to me on the live stream. So drop in, have a chat with me on the live stream. It's good fun. And watch me panicking and getting all sweaty. And I tell you, I come off a race or a couple of races and I am ready for the shower. It is unbelievable. I mean, seriously, the effort with this wheel, but the stress of it as well is it's intense. It's good. It's
Class.
good. There are enough racing stuff. So I will be racing in Mount Panorama in Australia this week, and I think it's going to be, as a very wise man once said, I have a bad feeling about this. I can imagine it's going to get kind of nutty. Okay. Right, that's enough of my racing exploits. Let's get on to some other stuff when we're going to talk about some wonderful stuff that happened this week. So let's get into the news.
Here is the fucking news.
Okay, so last week on the show, we talked about the nominees for the Game Awards. And the Game Awards happened through the week, and... Excuse me, I'm eating a piece of chocolate. It's so rude. It really is rude.
Terrible. Just terrible.
I should be fired.
You should.
And I'm quickly going to rattle through what our predictions were. Okay. And our predictions for the nominees. So, Best Indie Game, Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, and Tunic. We all voted to say that the best indie game would be Stray. We were correct.
Hurrah.
It won. The best narrative nominees are Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War, Ragnarok, for Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality. And the winner was not a Plague Tale Requiem, it was God of War, Ragnarok. We were all very wrong there. Best Art Direction, Elden Ring, God of War, Ragnarok. Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and Stray. And the best art direction went to Elden Ring, and every one of us picked Elden Ring. The best family game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, Mario and Rabbids Spark of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Splatoon 3. And every one of us picked Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, because we couldn't believe that Nintendo would flip and win something. But they did for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So well done, Nintendo. Best multiplayer game. We were assured that we were going to get this all right. We all voted for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Then there was Multiverse, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And of course, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 did not win. Splatoon 3 won. I tell you what, this Splatoon game needs checked out, because every year at the awards it wins a thing, or every other year Splatoon has won a thing. It must be absolutely flipping brilliant. Or, as I said last week, this is the tip of the head in a Nintendo. Yeah? Mm-hmm. The best ongoing game, Apex Legends had Pete's name on it. Destiny 2 had Greg's name on it. Final Fantasy 14 had no one on it. Fortnite had Kim and Robin. And Genshin Impact didn't have a friend at all, like Final Fantasy 14. And of course, Final Fantasy 14 won the best ongoing game. And the best game, the bestest game of all, a Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring. Robin, Pete, and Greg went for that. God of War, Ragnarok. Didn't have anybody. Horizon Forbidden West, Stray. Kim went for Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And the winner of the best game ever that was ever made is Elden Ring. So myself, Pete, and Greg. So we didn't do too bad there. That was all right. We weren't too bad in the predictions. There were others, but those are the main types of things that were there. I don't know if you guys listening, did you guess some of those? Did you guess that Final Fantasy 14 would win and Splatoon 3 and Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which was forgotten. I don't know.
Right.
Oh. Ooh. Now, there was a second part to what we did to the show last week, and that was everything that was announced. And yeah, I actually don't know where to go here, because the show was good. There was lots of stuff announced. Greg said PSR VR 2 Gran Turismo. I don't think that happened. I don't think there was any perfect dark gameplay. Robin said Hogwarts Legacy trailer. I don't think that happened. The gameplay for the Metaverse VR, well, there was lots of VR, but it was for the Sony PlayStation stuff.
Right.
Kim, the Fable actual premiere came out a day or two before. No, was it Fable came out beforehand? There was one that came...
Dragon Age had a trailer come out.
Dragon Age gameplay, it didn't happen. Pete?
Yeah, none of it happened.
Kojima, there was a mention of Kojima, but I think it was something completely else. Death Stranding 2 officially announced. Hideo Kojima stopped by the Game Awards to help. So there you go. Like, we were right. So Pete is the one that wins the Porsche.
Yeah, Pete got it this time. Yep.
And Keanu Reeves, I don't believe, was on stage.
Nope.
And there was no Gear 6 announcement.
Nope.
So Pete, I think the suggestion, and it was a very intuitive, fantastic, insightful thing that you came up with all by yourself when you couldn't think of anything to do, but no one told you to put down Hideo Kojima would appear. I think that was inspired, Pete. So well done, Pete. What a guy.
I did say that it was inspired by other people. I can't remember who said it now. Was it Greg? No, I can't remember. Anyway.
Okay, I'm going to quickly rattle through some of the things that were announced. So Final Fantasy 16, in fact, what I can do is I can bring this up onto the screen so I can flick through it with people as well. And if you want to stop me, you stop me. The Final Fantasy 16 news trailer reveals a June 2023 reveal date. From Software reveals Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Rubots. Hades 2, no. Ken Levine's next game, Judas, finally revealed. It looks kind of weird and wonderful. Death Stranding 2 officially announced, which was just mentioned. Idris Elba joins Cyberpunk 2077. You got the wrong star. Phantom Liberty, new gameplay trailer revealed.
Doesn't even work anyway.
New Star Wars Jedi Survivor trailer confirms a March release, so that's not that too far away. That looks good.
Nope.
Diablo 4. There you go. It was coming in. That was one of my ones that I didn't include in this thing, but I did mention it. June 2023. Can't wait for that. Street Fighter 6, Pete. It's on its way to a console and PC to you in June. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League will include Kevin Conroy. New release date revealed, 26th of May 2023. Super Mario Brothers movie clip. The movie actually looks all right. Reveals Mario's introduction to pipe travel. He goes down a crack pipe and goes anywhere he wants. Tekken 8 Game Character Awards trailer confirms the return of a major character. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC announced exclusively for PS5. They won't share it on Xbox for some strange reason. It arrives in April. Crash Team Rumble is a new 4x4 multiplayer game coming in 2023. Crash Bandicoot. Warhammer 40,000 has stuff going on. Celeste creator, next game Earthblade gets a first look trailer. Okay, it looks similar to so Celeste type graphicsy things. Bayonetta Origins, Syriza and the Lost Demon announced. Okay. Hellboy is getting a stylish video game adaptation. That looks good. Kind of cool.
For that one. Yep.
Crime Boss Rocky City announced with a cast including Chuck Norris, Danny Trejo, and Vanilla Ice. It looks very like
that would look interesting.
It looks like the advert for GTA. It really does. Even the Rocky City is kind of close.
Yep.
Lords of the Fallen first gameplay revealed for a Souls-like reboot. The Last of Us Part 1 PC release date is set for March. Returnal announced for PC, early 2023. And Baldur's Gate 3, it'll be August 2023. Forspoken demo is now available on the PlayStation Network. Transformers Reactivate is an online action game developed by Splash Damage, which is coming your way. Banishers, what else is here? Single shooter Immortals of the Avium revealed. Gearbox announces Remnant 2 for 2023. Blue Protocol will be released in North America, courtesy of Amazon Games. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And surreal platformer After Us announced at the Game Awards. Okay, that's very PlayStation-y. New trailer revealed at Game Awards. Lots of new stuff. Vampire Survivors is now available on mobile. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania arriving DLC next year. Interesting, this one. Valiant Hearts Coming Home is headed... What? It's already been announced. Sorry, is Valiant Hearts coming out? Is headed to mobile devices soon. So is that already out to play?
I haven't seen it on a console, so I'm assuming it's mobile only.
I must check that.
Me too. I like the
it's
first
suitable enough to play. I loved that game. I really did.
Yep.
It was fabulous game. Colossal Cave official release date revealed. Wild Hearts gameplay trailer. And then we're in the DLC. June Awakening engine trailer, interesting. Destiny Lightfall 2 game trailer. Among Us, a hide and seek trailer, which is a new twist on Among Us. And there was a Call of Duty Mountain gameplay trailer. So yeah, lots of new big titles out there for next year, and none of the ones that we mentioned.
No.
Which is kind of interesting. So yeah. That's stuff coming your way, so get ready to play new games and do stuff.
Right.
Okay, the story that never goes away, Pete and Kim. This is the story that doesn't go, and it has every week. It seems to have a twist and a turn. You know, this is the Microsoft Sony acquisition to do with Activision Blizzard.
Yep.
And there was a cool Microsoft announcement this week, and then there was a counter by Sony and the FTC, and it was like, what? Anyway, I'll go through this. So the Microsoft president compares Sony to Blockbuster in the latest Xbox Activision Blizzard defense. Sony is as excited about this deal as Blockbuster was about the rise of Netflix. If you remember, Blockbuster tried to shut Netflix down and they were fed up with the whole thing. So while the video game industry continues to wait to see if the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, will file an antitrust lawsuit to block Microsoft's $68.7 billion acquisition of Microsoft Blizzard, Microsoft is speaking out again on why the proposed deal is supposedly good for gamers. The Wall Street Journal posted an opinion piece by Microsoft President and Vice Chairman Brad Smith, in which Smith addressed Sony's stance as the acquisition's biggest opponent. Sony has emerged as the loudest objector, Smith wrote. It's as excited about this deal as Blockbuster was about the rise of Netflix. And to close his piece, Smith said, "Think about how much better it is to stream a movie from your couch than drive to Blockbuster. We want to bring the same sort of innovation to the video game industry." Despite comparing Sony to an obsolete video store, Smith carried on Microsoft's ongoing self-deprecation strategy by saying, Xbox remains in third place in the console gaming, stuck behind Sony's dominant PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch. Microsoft president also claimed that Xbox doesn't have enough games to draw players to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass, and once again reiterated Microsoft's plans to keep Call of Duty a multi-platform franchise. To get subscribers to the service, Microsoft needs a full library of proper games, and as things stand, we simply don't have enough, Smith wrote. In November, Politico reported that the FTC was likely to file an antitrust lawsuit and to block the enormous acquisition. At the time, Activision Blizzard spokesperson told IGN that any suggestion that the transaction could lead to anti-competitive effects is completely absurd. It goes on and on and on. You can read all this here. It's like tennis. Back and forward and back and forward. Now, the long shot is if the FTC comes and puts its antitrust thing in, Microsoft are going to fight it. It's going to cost lots of people lots of money. And all of us will be affected by that. I mean, already games have went up in price, so, you know, the things get passed on. I think it's crazy. and it's just nutty. I don't know. I don't understand. And I think almost Sony have backed themselves into the corner now that they can't back away from this.
Right.
There's no way. I mean, Microsoft gave them an out there through the week to say, hey, 10-year contract for that. You know, it's definitely going to stay on PlayStation for another 10 years. And Steam came out the very next day and said, yeah, we don't need a contract. You know, we don't have to tie anybody in. You know, it's great stuff. This is great. And then Sony went, we don't believe you. We're going to still kick up. That was their out. They had a chance to be an out to go, yeah, that's acceptable. And as long as we can negotiate it 8 years to have a 15-year extension or something, they could have got out, but it's just going to keep on rattling on now.
Yep.
And if FTC put in that, Microsoft will fight it. They're a big company, and they'll fight and fight and fight, and I'm sure they can get themselves on some really, really good lawyers. So, I don't know. Seems crazy. All these people, it's the lawyers that are making the money out of this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, and I mean, we're sort of tired of it, aren't we? We don't. I mean, our opinions are given, Pete, aren't they? Really, at this stage.
Yeah, it is becoming a tiring subject, isn't it? I don't know.
Anyway, I also think at the Game Awards show there was some guy kicked out for doing some sort of protest for a really random protest for Bill Clinton.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, dived on the stage. Yeah, I don't know, some really weird Bill Clinton protest. Yeah, I think he fell out of the 1990s and landed on the stage. He had a time machine or something like that. Yeah, so there you go. Nothing but craziness. New games, lots of games for us to play. But it's just interesting watching these guys splash around money around.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, look, coming to the end of the new releases calendar. I mean, if you don't have your game out by now, you know, it's you're getting close to the wire here. I updated this. Kim, are you good enough to take this?
Yeah.
Fire on.
Alrighty. Your new releases for December 11th through the 18th are Wavetale for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on December 12th. Crisis Core Final Fantasy XII Reunion for the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, December 13th. Grizz for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S, December 13th. One that I think a few are excited for, maybe not. High on Life for the Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC on December 13th, also on Game Pass. Neon White for the PlayStation 4 and 5, December 13th. Little Gator Game for the Switch and PC, December 14th. One I'm kind of excited for. The next-gen update for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will be out on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S on December 14th. And it's also coming out for, I think, the PC. And maybe I don't know if the Xbox One is getting it necessarily. There's some sort of something the Xbox One people are getting. I just can't remember what it is.
They're not getting
but anyway,
the update. Okay. They're getting the complete edition, but the complete edition doesn't have the update for the Xbox Series X.
There you go.
Yet.
AKA or AKA, whatever, is out for the Switch and PC on December 15th. Blacktail is out for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC on December 15th. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for the Switch on December 16th. And those are your new releases.
I am not playing that.
Yeah, don't blame you. Yep,
I tried. There's, I think, the video of me playing that. I didn't last past the first chapter, I don't think, when that woman came up those stairs with me with that knife and then bounced in my face again. And I had a brown flag as a wave of surrender. Rapid Kirby in the chat says he remembers hearing about that. I think that kid ended up getting arrested. Yeah,
I think so. Hello, Rapid.
Yeah, well, let's hope he isn't messing with the Clintons too much, because I would be worried about him.
Right?
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so through the week, I'm sure Greg will be back from his Mickey Mouse Land time, and he'll be back on Halo and Modern Warfare 2s at 8 o'clock in the UK, 9 o'clock UK time, for a 1 hour minimum when Greg opens his lunchbox and has his sandwiches at lunchtime, LA time, and he plays with the community. Please come and join him. And then Friday night, PUBG nights or whatever's in the theme, again around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, again for a minimum of 1 hour. I will stream as well and get more people interested. I think we need to get more people in racing. So if you want to jump onto ACC and do something there, let me know. At Bongo the Scene on Twitter. Get me at Bongo's Bits on YouTube as well. And that's a nice tight show. Nice tight show.
It's not even 4 yet, or barely 4.
It's cool, yeah.
So,
it's brilliant. It's
wow.
just over an hour. Fantastic.
Holy shit.
And you can email the show at podcast@ocpod.com. You can tweet us at OC_podcast. Facebook is available as well, fb.ocpod.com. And you can leave a comment there, join in the live chat that we do on the stream every single week. And it's class to have people in there. And I'm sure Kim will shout them all out in just a wee second. So, Kim, why don't you do that right now?
Alrighty, I want to shout out our shatters. We've had Boomer, Lord, and Rabid Kirby 3K. So thanks y'all for dropping in the chat. We appreciate it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Pete, would you like to say hello to your heffalumps behind you?
I don't know what they are.
I think they're yaks.
Yaks.
Yakety yak.
Yakety yak. Don't come
Don't
back.
talk back.
Yeah, I've got no one to share. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I heard from Mark this week. I sent him a message about God of War. I sent him a message about God of War and said, how are you getting on? And apparently he's only 15 hours into the game. He's been busy for the past few weeks. So, shout out to Mark, I suppose. I've not really got anybody else to shout out. So, Robin, you could see us off.
Yeah, well, yeah. Greg, I hope you had a great time, you and Cindy and Colin over in Disney. I hope that's great that you're doing that with the wee man. To you guys for helping me out here tonight. I know there was a lot of talking about the Game Awards and stuff like that, and I bored you to death with my racing exploits. I'm really, really sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, thanks to all the people that have seen that little video today of me following my ass and making a right tit of myself.
I'm just glad you're okay, because if you'd have smacked your head, we might have been a man short.
Absolutely. You would have had zombie Robin here, and that might have been interesting in itself. So thank you very much. I am in pain right now, but well, what the hell. I'm a big tough man. And we will see you out next week. Remember, you can get me at Bongo the Scene on Twitter, Bongo's Bits on YouTube. Please come along, support me in my effort to get subscribers and people watching every now and again and laughing at me trying to race with these people that are highly skilled, but I'm an old fart racing, and it cheers me up that I can beat some of these younger guys as well. Boomer, I am not getting a racing suit. The helmet will not go over my headphones, but goggles are a possibility. Absolutely. If I can get prescription goggles, that would be kind of cool. Thank you very much. _love Sharon Foster as well on Instagram for Judith and her fostering exploits. There's stuff goes up there every single day, and it's getting out of hand. And that's it. We'll be back this time next week to do a live show. The audio version of this will go up at some stage tomorrow. So thanks to at Bongo the Scene, at Yampy at GamerGirl27, and at OC_Murphy's Smell the Toilet. So there we go. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in live, for listening, not live, and being alive. Have a great week. Oh, one final thing I just wanted to mention. It's the 11th of December right now. We believe that Christmas Day is on the Sunday the 25th. Just giving you a heads up, in 2 weeks' time, we're taking a night off. The only night off we take in a year. So in 2 weeks' time, play with your new train set. Otherwise than that, we will do an outro right now, and we'll see you soon. Thanks very much for listening. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.
And stop streaming.